So in this video, I want to explain how I make realistic sounding whistling. So the first thing is you have to have the right sound. And I'm using a plugin called Whistle, which I will show to you. It's used within Contact 5. So here's my Contact 5 plugin. And I've got a multi-instrument instance of Contact. So I have um, a flugelhorn from Vintage Horns here, a trumpet, a muted trumpet, and then I have Whistle right here. I've entered the notes using my MIDI guitar for the whistling. So I'll open up the editor, and this is what it looks like. And the only thing I did after I played this on the guitar and basically recorded the MIDI using the MIDI Guitar 2 software plugin, which I have another tutorial on, so you should check that out if you're interested. The only thing I did was I cleaned up the ghost notes, because when you play the MIDI guitar, there's a lot of excess notes that get picked up. So I got rid of those. And then if there were any notes that had a little latency and came in a little bit late, I just dragged them on the grid, or at least to sound like the timing was correct. So this is what it sounds like. And what's going to bring this to life is going to be the pitch bends. So, that sounds okay, but it doesn't sound very realistic. And the reason is that when people whistle, they often come up to the note and then they come down after at the end of the note. So, and there's a lot of people use vibrato. And so that's really what brings it to life. So, what we're going to do is we're going to draw in the pitch bending. So, the first thing is we're going to go ahead and have a a bend up to the notes. So I'm going to draw that in. We'll do that with the first few notes here and see how it sounds. A lot of this is trial and error. I'm going to leave these short notes, and I'm just going to do the longer notes right now. Okay, so let's just get this first phrase, and we'll see how this sounds. And you have to think about, how would you whistle this if you were whistling it? Now this long note's going to have some vibrato, so what we're going to do is make some vibrato here. So this is how I do it. So let's see how that sounds. So not bad. I feel like the vibrato probably should be a little faster. So let's see how that sounds. So that's sounding a little more realistic. Now at the end of that note, let's have it fall off, because that often happens when you're whistling a note. So let's try that. We'll have that fall. Pretty good. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Now, one thing you can do to save time is, if you like the vibrato, you can copy it and just paste it into the next long note. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So I'll take that vibrato. Okay. And then we're going to do some of these little bends up to the notes here. So we'll draw those in. And then we'll do bends after the notes. So one thing you can do to save time too is you can do one bend like that. So it comes down from this note and back up to this note. Now, is this time consuming? Yes, it is. It is time consuming, but there's no substitute for doing it this way, in my opinion. Let's see how that sounds. That's pretty good. Okay, so I've got this all drawn in. Let's listen to it with the music. All right, and so that's how you do whistling. Hope this was helpful. Subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. Have a great day and enjoy music making.